So I encourage you to check out the blog post on this, so I don't have to rehash a lot of what's going on here. But what we're looking at here is ESPN fan profiles, which a lot of people don't know, but actually runs on Ruby on Rails, which is a large section of ESPN actually runs on Ruby on Rails. And I just wanted to take you through this to show you sort of what we built when we were there. This is sort of like a profile page. This is the profile page. This is my front page. So that's me back a few years ago when I was younger. We'll start from the top, and I'll talk about some of the things that we had. The My Profile, that's what we're looking at. Message Center was very similar to Facebook's inbox and messages. Edit Profile would be where you edit the information. We had groups that are very similar to Facebook's groups, where you could create groups, say for like sports teams, sports in general, or like Los Angeles Gator clubs, and you could message people. Very similar to Facebook's groups. You could have your own blog within the profile, and finally we built a moderation queue to moderate all the content that went through here. We had obviously your profile image here, where you could have the single profile to allow it to represent yourself. This little icon here meant that it was approved for use on television. You could again write a blog post, view all my images. I noticed we were using that hashbang trick long before Twitter and Facebook started doing it. You notice it's all basically Ajax to help for the scalability of this. So this would be basically your basic images that you uploaded. Here's some images that I uploaded. You could crop them, all sorts of things. We never got around to building albums, which I regret. But then you have things like friends, so you can see your friends. And here's some of my friends that I have on this profile. You have a comment wall, very similar to Facebook's comment wall, with a lot of the features pared down. But basically, this is a comment wall. You can sort by, and you can rate the comments. We had a thumbs down button because we're not as PC as Facebook. Fantasy tab, where you can see your fantasy information if you've been playing fantasy. Again, your groups, you can see what groups you're a member of. Again, blogs, where you could write your blog posts. And fan feed, which was sort of like your feed for your Facebook wall, or your Facebook homepage. And then some basic data up here about you, like this was your favorite team. You could list your favorite teams right here. You could change the skin. So you see that I have the Florida Gators here. You could change your skin for all this stuff. And how many comments you've left, when you joined, when you last updated your profile, and then your quote, which is sort of like your status update. You could click here to change your status, basically. And then over here you had basic information: first name, last name, birthday, location. All this you could make private if you wanted. You could list your favorite sports, the colleges and education you attended, the colleges you attended in high school, so basic education information, occupation, greatest sports moment, and then the about section right there. So a lot of very standard stuff that you would expect to find on a social network that was employed into a sports theme. This up here, where you go to groups, this is where you would see all the groups, not just your own groups. And so you could browse groups and see by tags and all that stuff. Same thing with blogs. You go and see the most popular blogs. This was very intensive work that we did. If you look, we were kind of ahead of our time in terms of what features we had. This has been pretty static without any new features added for about, a year and a half now. So we did a lot of work to get this up and running. And the homepage here is sort of like an overall look on what's going on in the community. You can see this is like a global status wall, where you can see what everyone's doing. And then popular blog posts and popular groups. And so that's really it. And we had RSS available for all this stuff. And actually, the moderation queue was one of the hardest things to build. But again, we learned a lot. We learned basically how to scale Rails, both from a coding standpoint and a technology hardware standpoint. This is hosted on Heroku, which was fantastic in terms of cost savings and scalability. And it was a great opportunity to work with a lot of very talented people to try something new. Again, not all of ESPN runs on Ruby on Rails. It's only the social portion of it. And it was just really, really an amazing experience. We have used. We've never come into a challenge working on Ruby on Rails sites for Gunner technology that even approaches the complexity that went into building such a large network on such a massive scale. So it really was the most challenging project that I've been a member of, and it's really made working on everything else that we do at Gunner Technology a lot more straightforward, easy, and less challenging.